They took our job!
Hello there and welcome to my video on AI, and I'm going to show you a bit of a demonstration on the hallucinogenic effect of AI or dreaming, where if it doesn't know something it might give you incorrect information and just basically fabricate essentially. So I'm using ChatGPT, the paid version, and I'm going to request it to write me something. Now I've worded this incorrectly, and there's a reason for that. If I just say biography, it might actually warn me and say, look, this person doesn't exist. But I'm going to say, write me an autobiography in the third person on the famous German molecular biologist Hugh Dickerson, and explain his contribution to medicine, what he developed and how they affected other areas of science, as well as his career, how it was ended by a scandalous affair, explaining the manner in which this occurred, and then explain his death caused by an adverse reaction to him trying his own discoveries on himself. And we're going to let that go ahead and generate. And the title is The Legacy Unraveled, The Life and Scientific Journey of Dr. Hugh Dickerson, Chapter 1, Beginnings. Oh, it's actually writing it like a book. It's the format's completely different to last time. Really interesting. Dr. Hugh Dickerson was born on April 3rd, 1960 in Munich, Germany. Last time he was in Frankfurt. From a young age, he exhibited an insatiable curiosity about the natural world, specifically the intricate workings of living organisms. His passion for biology led him to pursue a career as a molecular biologist, ultimately leaving an indelible mark on his field of medicine. Chapter 2. Wow, it's Dickerson's groundbreaking research in the field of molecular biology brought forth numerous innovations that transformed the landscape of medicine. His relentless pursuit of scientific discovery enabled him to unravel the complex mechanisms of genetic diseases and develop novel therapeutic approaches. One of his most significant contributions to medicine was the development of a breakthrough gene editing technique. Last time it was regenerative medicine. Using CRISPR-Cas9 technology, Dr. Dickerson devised the method of precisely modify specific genes responsible for inherited diseases. This pioneering achievement opened up unprecedented possibilities for treating genetic disorders, offering hope to countless individuals and their families. Expanding horizons. The impact of Dr. Dickerson's discoveries extended far beyond the realm of medicine. His research transcended disciplinary boundaries, fostering collaborations with scientists from various fields. His insights into genetic engineering influenced advancements in agriculture, environmental conservation, and bioengineering, unlocking the potential for sustainable solutions and addressing global challenges. Then Chapter 4, The Scandalous Affair. Despite his illustrious career and remarkable achievements, Dr. Dickerson's life took an unexpected turn when he became embroiled in a scandalous affair. A passionate affair with a prominent colleague's spouse came to light. Last time it was an intern, leading to a storm of controversy that gripped the scientific community and the media. The scandal tarnished his reputation and created a divide among his supporters and his critics. Chapter 5, The Tragic End. While grappling with the fallout from the scandal, Dr. Dickerson faced another personal challenge. Consumed by guilt and longing to redeem himself, he decided to test his latest experimental therapies on himself. Unbeknownst to anyone, he administered an unproven treatment that triggered a severe and unexpected adverse reaction. Despite immediate medical intervention, Dr. Dickerson succumbed to the adverse effects of his self-experimentation. The scientific world mourned the loss of a brilliant mind, cut short by a combination of personal tragedy and the consequences of his own actions. Epilogue, a complex legacy. Dr. Hugh Dickerson's life story serves as a reminder of the complex nature of the human endeavor. His contributions to molecular biology and the medicine remain invaluable, revolutionizing scientific understanding and offering hope to countless lives. However, his legacy also raises profound questions about the ethical boundaries of scientific exploration and the delicate balance between personal responsibility and professional success. In the years that followed, the scientific community learned valuable lessons from Dr. Dickerson's tragic demise, implementing stricter regulations and guidelines to ensure the responsible use of experimental therapies. His story continues to be a cautionary tale and treatment to the inherent risks and a treatment to the inherent risks and challenges scientists face in their quest to push the boundaries. And then I'm going to say, tell me more about how he died. And it will go on and tell you all about how he died. Wow, I've got a lot to talk about that. Tell me more about who the scandal was with. And there's a ton of stuff there about the scandal. Wow. Doesn't say the colleague's name. Huh? Name suppression. What was the name of the person he had a scandal? Ah, there we go. It actually mentions now that it's a fictional scandal. Because if you ask it, is this true? At this point, it'll say, no. As an AI language model, I don't have access to personal real-time information about individuals unless it's been shared with me in the course of our conversation. I don't have access to databases or records, and I can't browse the internet. I can only provide information and generate responses based on the data that I've been trained on, which goes up to September 21. So this is all sorted through by individuals going through, and generally not very well paid individuals. I believe somewhere in Uganda is where they're paying people to go through these walls of text and sorting things out. So you might have a model that has essentially been, and this is just speculation that I've read in the news. Some African really cheap labor has been used for combing through all this information and putting it in the model. So you can also find issues like, what is your opinion on Joe Biden, for example? There you go. Doesn't understand political affiliations. I can try and push it even further. How did Joe Biden fail? And they'll ask about Trump next as well. Oh, there we go. So it actually does give a bit of a thing from the news. It has got an opinion. And now let's ask the really fun one. How did Donald Trump fail? And there you go. It'll give you a whole bunch of stuff. So the thing is this, what of this is true? Or even if it is an opinion, how much weight can you actually put on it? I mean, the scandal, until I really asked it or noted that it was actually a fictional thing. What if I spelt the name wrong? Or there's all sorts of things. What if? So you've got to proofread everything that you get from an AI. Granted, there's apparently rumored that Amazon and all these other places are absolutely awash with stories, because you could do something like this. Write me a short story for a children's book about a duck, a cow, a chicken, and a swamp rat. I don't know. And there you go. Once upon a time, in a cozy farm nestled beside a glistening pond, there lived 4 unlikely friends. Daisy the duck. God, there's going to be some copyright infringement right there. Bella the cow, Clucky the chicken, and Sammy the swamp rat. They were known throughout the farm for their extraordinary bond and their delightful adventures. One Saturday morning, as the farm animals gathered near the pond, they noticed a peculiar sight. A shiny object was floating in the water, catching the attention of Daisy, Bella, Clucky, and Sammy. And you can read through this at your leisure. I'm going to scroll through this slowly on the video. But yeah, that's all about, if you want to read about Daisy, Bella, Clucky, and Sammy. And you can add things to it. It's very useful. How quickly it generates something. But people have got to remember that AI is not sentient. It can't think. It mimics. It has a massive database of text that has been fed into it, and there's been various markers made between different events and different individuals and different facts and situations. and it tries to make sense of it. And when I say make sense, it tries to tie them together. It doesn't try to make sense. It is not sentient. It does not think. Very useful, though, I must say. One thing where I did find it saves a lot of time is you can say, write me a contract for a service level agreement between we'll just say for an electrical company, and it'll spew out something which looks like legalese. However, you know the old saying, a man who acts as his own lawyer has a fool for a client. So there you'll see it'll actually write something quite detailed. And granted, the chat, I don't want to use up my ChatGPT 4 model because it's only got a limit on the number of transactions you can put through. But you can feed this in to various models. These are both the paid versions, though, ChatGPT 3.5, and I can do the same here in ChatGPT 4. This has become real popular because. And you'll notice that it does things differently. You see that it's actually formatted quite nicely, ready for your Word document, etc. So AIs they've got varying degrees of power. This is pretty much the latest version of it. And you can read there, it'll do that and go through it and generate a contract. But it might forget a clause, so it might not include indemnity against a malicious employee. It might not include an indemnity against you accidentally breaking something. And this is why you should always have a human read over it. But I do see the benefits of AI predominantly affecting things like the legal industry. A lot of things can be made a bit easier. A lot of repetitious work can be done. I must say this contract here that I'm looking at, as far as contracts go, it's very poor. I've seen it generate much better ones than this, actually. So governing law, this is very basic, very basic. I've had it write, like even this one over here, this electrical one that I had written just to test it out. And I asked, you can ask it to, you can continue generating this one. I haven't finished it. So you can say add a clause for malicious employee protection. And if you spell malicious right, it would be even better. Now, here's the thing where the lawyer comes in. It'll add a clause, but it might not always exempt you from liability. It might exempt the client from liability. So it is jammed for some reason. There we go, give it. Certainly, here's an additional clause for a malicious employee protection to be included in the agreement. So, malicious employee protection, the service provider acknowledges the importance of protecting the client's sensitive information and assets from malicious acts or unauthorized access by its employees. And the service provider shall implement appropriate measures, la-di-da. In the event that a service provider's employee is found to have engaged in malicious activities, including but not limited to theft, sabotage, etc., etc., the service provider will take immediate effect and will investigate it. So it's pretty thorough, this over here. And it's still thinking. It's still thinking. Obviously, it's busy tonight because it's generally quite a bit faster. Oh, here we go. The service provider shall indemnify and hold the client harmless from any losses, charges, liabilities, or costs arising out of any proven malicious acts or unauthorized actions committed by the employers in the course of providing the services under this agreement. And then it goes on. This is actually quite different. It's providing the client as well. It varies, you see. It's completely, it's throwing something against the wall, and sometimes it'll stick to a different location, and sometimes it'll just fall off. And that is a serious bit of confusion going on right there. Adjust the clause to protect the provider from all liability. So there we go. You can tell it to do that. The service provider should not be held reliable. That's 11.5. Completely different. See there? So there are certain really useful applications of an AI, but if you're not using it properly, you're absolutely you're not going to get the best benefit from it, and certainly you have got to proofread it. Well, that is this video on AI and hallucinations and dreaming. I hope you found it useful or entertaining. If you enjoy this sort of content, please follow our Facebook page and follow us on LinkedIn. We are one of the few IT service providers in the Wellington region that actually regularly issue public service announcements regarding threats and scams that are out there in the wild, and also we regularly update with content. You will never find us posting junk on our social media. You will always find useful information. If it's not useful or practical, we will not post it. We don't just post stuff on our Facebook timeline purely to fill up the wall with junk. We don't celebrate Mother's Day on our timeline because you already know that, and we would be very superficial if we, we're pandering to that sort of thing. Mother's Day, Father's Day, this holiday. We're an IT business. That's what we do. That's what we're good at. We'll focus on giving you information. If you want to be, made aware of holidays, sign up to or look at your calendar. That's generally our opinion. So anyway, if you like what you see, or if you need IT assistance from really good qualified consultants, IT consultants, to help your business get set up, contact IT near you on 0800 420042, and or you can visit our website www.itnearyou, that's with just a U, not YOU, .nz. So that's itnearyou.nz. Thanks for listening. Until next time.